You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got a special edition of Days of Our Lives predictions. I've got 5 predictions for 5 front burner storyline. I've got stuff about Gwen, Dimitri, and Leo. I've got Sloan baby stuff. I've got Chloe and Xander. I've got Brady and Kristen, and I have got EJ and Nicole in today's predictions. We're going to dig in right now, but if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our day's updates. Now let's dig in with our first prediction. Gwen Rizchek busts Dimitri and Leo together, but she might stay in this crazy marriage anyway. That's our first prediction. Right now, things looked kind of bad in the promo and in Monday's episode where Leo spoke up and is like, oh, Gwen, I can't let you marry this man. But then he gets the stink eye from Dimitri, and Leo's probably thinking about seeing him naked later, and then completely backed down, completely betrayed Gwen and let her go and marry a man that he knows A, doesn't love her, B, is gay, C, is sleeping with her best friend, which is, of course, him, Lady Whistleblower. So at some point, Gwen is going to catch them because in official 2-week Days of Our Lives spoilers, we have Gwen suspecting that Leo is hiding something from her. So I don't think it's going to be too long before she catches them at something. So Leo right now is planning on keeping the hotel room that they shared. He's got, a Lady Whistleblower paycheck. She said, you can afford to stay there as long as you stop ordering dirty movies on pay-per-view. I just want to say the movie names that writer Ron Carlivati came up with for those naughty movies cracked me up, particularly The Devil Wears Nada. That was pretty funny. So Leo may be using that hotel room as a hookup spot for him to meet Gwen's husband to get busy. Remember, he calls him MP, Magic Penis Man, and clearly, Dimitri doesn't plan on giving up his little lover, even though he just married this woman. So I wonder if Dimitri is going to be so lusty that he moves his little lover into the DiMera mansion to have easier access to him. Either way, whether Leo stays at the hotel, moves into the mansion, whatever, they aren't going to quit fooling around. And so it's inevitable. Gwen is going to catch them in flagrante, walk in on them doing the deed, and then she's going to realize, oh, that's what they were doing that other time when they made that flimsy excuse about this giant guy trying on Leo, who wears a women's medium, trying on his suit. And then she's probably going to rage. She's probably going to say, I want a divorce. And that's the time that Dimitri's going to have to beg her to stay with him and probably bribe her with a portion of his fortune that he's gotten, but he has to stay married to her for a year. So I think she's going to stay with him. We'll see. Our second prediction is that Sloan Petersen might have a pregnancy problem of her own. Right now, Sloan is just thrilled to be pregnant, also desperate to cover her tracks. She's so focused on Nicole's baby and keeping the secret about Eric that I'm wondering if Sloan is going to somehow miss a problem with her own pregnancy. This week already, Eric has found out that Sloan picked up Nicole's test, and she's like, oh, it was an accident. I just thought it was my test results back early, yada, yada, yada. But if either Eric or Nicole talks to the nurse that was on duty, not the second one, but the first one, they would find out, no, Sloan insisted that she was Nicole. So then on Friday, May 4th, we have Nicole getting stunning news. So I wonder if she's going to, get the original test results, because remember the second nurse had said, I can reprint those tests for you. Maybe they do reprint them, and maybe EJ winds up picking them up, or maybe Nicole is at the hospital and they're like, oh, here's your test results, and maybe she glances at them. I mean, no doubt Eric is destined to have serious issues and to be really angry at Sloan once he finds out what she did. He could even dump her, but if something goes wrong with her pregnancy, he might come back and stick with her. We'll see. Everybody's been so worried about the viability of Nicole's pregnancy, but what happens if something goes wrong with Sloan's pregnancy? And that would kind of be karmic for her plotting all this. I mean, you never want someone's pregnancy to go badly. But in her case, she's been so terrible. She shouldn't get her happily ever after, right? All right, our third prediction is that Chloe Lane is going to leave town, and this proposal from Xander this week is going to come to naught. So this week's official spoilers from the promo say that Xander Cook proposes to Chloe Lane, but we've gotten a tip from someone who keeps sending us messages about Chloe saying that she is done on days within the next month or two. If this leak we were given is true, then even if she says yes to Xander initially, it won't last. And I mean, honestly, later this week, Maggie's asking a favor of Xander. It could be about Sarah. And with Xander's baby baking in Sarah's baby oven, it seems that Chloe and Xander are doomed, right? Eventually doomed, because it's just really doubtful to me that Xander would abandon his child and the woman he never stopped loving, which is Sarah. Yes, he is in the process of falling fast and hard for Chloe, but Sarah, I feel like, is his twin flame, is his soulmate. Although she can be very judgy about him, they do love each other, and she's forgiven him before, and I think she would do it again. All right, our fourth prediction is maybe Brady Black is going to slip up and get involved with Kristen DiMera again. Despite Kristen being so rotten, Brady is attracted to Kristen. He always has been. And there's this thin line, between love and hate. And Brady definitely hates her right now, but it's that thin line that he could cross over. I mean, he just held a gun on her. And, maybe that's some sick form of foreplay for these two because they're so weird. So this week, they wind up in family court about the custody document that Brady signed. And they are expecting the judge just to sign off on it. But the judge does not like Brady's recent actions, even though the DA has to drop the charges. Him holding a gun on his baby mama is not going to impress this judge. I'm wondering if the judge is going to give Kristen primary custody. I mean, what would be tough is if the judge gave custody to somebody else that she could trust and says Kristen's no good either. But we'll see. And if Kristen defends Brady in court and tries to help him out, to help him keep, his share of shared custody, maybe it would thaw this chill between them. And I mean, if they got back together, it would certainly thrill Rachel Black, but likely nobody else would like it. All right, before we dig into our fifth prediction for Days of Our Lives, if you've not already, we would so appreciate it if you would click subscribe. Also, if you're enjoying this video, click us a like and be sure and drop comments. I read all your comments. I enjoy them. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for participating with comments. We love them. All right, our fifth and final prediction is that EJ DiMera is crushed when he finds out the baby truth, but he's going to fight for Nicole. I think that's going to happen. It's not going to be that much longer before Nicole and Eric know that they made a baby, and that means EJ's going to know. He's going to be devastated. He and Nicole were pregnant years ago, and she lost that baby. So this was kind of a second chance for them. But it's not her fault that this kid is Eric's. She explained the whole thing about the drugged biscuits once she was cornered and had to, but she did. And EJ got past that. He loves her. He knew there was a chance that Eric was going to be the baby daddy, and then he was so thrilled when he thought it was him. But it's realistic to think that EJ is definitely going to be hard hit by the truth that this child is not his. But I don't think that's going to change his feelings for Nicole. And Nicole might not want to, run back to Eric because he's gotten Sloan pregnant. Nicole hates Sloan, and there is a second pregnancy in play. So despite this baby daddy twist, I feel like EJ and Nicole could still get their happily ever after. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.